Welcome back to the White Glove demo for Catan Explorers and Pirates. In these advanced scenarios, we'll send our intrepid settlers against all the dangers of the seven seas. Before watching this demo, make sure you're already familiar with the original Settlers of Catan and the introductory scenario for Explorers and Pirates. If not, you'll want to watch those videos first. When we last left Glover, he was still getting the hang of all this swashbuckling. Hang in there, Glover, we've still got a lot to learn. The second scenario is called Pirate Lairs and features an expanded board and a few new rules to learn. The first new rule is the pirate ship, which will feature in all of the upcoming missions. When you roll a 7, place your pirate ship on a water hex and remove any other pirate ships from the board. You may not place your pirate adjacent to the starting island or on the board frame. You may then steal a random resource from a player with a ship bordering that hex. Additionally, if you want to move along sea routes bordering another player's pirate ship, you must pay them 1 gold. You only pay once per ship per turn. During your movement phase, you may attempt to chase away an opponent's pirate ship. These 2 ships haven't moved yet, and they each point to a corner of the pirate ship's hex, so they're ready for battle. Roll 1 die for each battle-ready ship. If you roll at least 1 6, remove the pirate ship from the board and place your own, stealing a resource as normal. Ships that have fought may still move as normal. Scenario 2 also adds the gold fields, pirate lairs, and pirate hunting missions to the game. Shuffle the gold field hexes into the unexplored areas. When you discover one, you gain 2 gold. You also place a random pirate lair on the tile without looking at the backside. While the pirates are camping out, you cannot build settlements or roads touching the hex. For 1 wool and 1 ore, you may build a crew in a harbor settlement or a ship adjacent to a harbor settlement. A crew is a small cargo. Each ship and harbor settlement can hold 2 small cargoes. Importantly, when you load and unload cargo, you may swap pieces between your ship and your harbor. And if you really need the room, your ships can throw their cargo into the sea, returning it to the supply. You may unload your crew onto a pirate lair if your ship points to one of the hex's corners. When a 3rd crew is placed on a pirate lair, you defeat the pirates. At the end of the movement step, flip over the pirate lair token. Each player who helped defeat the pirates gains 2 gold and moves 1 space forward on the pirate lair mission track, starting with the active player. Then, each player who took part rolls 1 die and adds the number of crew they contributed. The highest roller is the hero of the battle. The hero returns 1 crew to the supply and moves 1 space further along the mission track. The mission track awards victory points based on how far you've advanced. So red and blue each have 1 point from the mission. The player furthest along the track also takes the Greatest Pirate Scourge special victory card, worth an additional victory point. In later turns, you can load your remaining crew back onto a ship from any corner of the hex. You may now build roads and settlements on the gold field, which can now produce 2 gold. If you have 12 victory points on your turn, you win. The third scenario, Fish for Catan, adds a second mission and some new tiles to the game. The coast of the starting island is now home to the Council of Catan. Treat the Council hex as a sea hex. However, the Council has 2 special harbors, which can receive fish. Shuffle the fish shoal hexes into the undiscovered areas. When you discover one, you gain 2 gold. The fish shoals act just like sea hexes, but they each depict a die. Once during each of your movement phases, you can search for fish. Roll 1 die. If the result matches an empty fish shoal, place a fish haul on that hex. You may load a fish haul into an empty ship from any corner of the hex. Like a settler, a fish haul is a large cargo and takes up an entire ship. You can unload a fish haul onto the console at the 2 corners marked with anchors. Return the fish to the supply and advance 1 space on the Fish for Catan mission track. The person furthest along the track takes the best fisher card, worth an extra victory point. If you place a pirate ship on a fish shoal hex, return any fish haul on it to the supply. The hex cannot produce fish until the pirates have moved elsewhere. If you have 15 victory points on your turn, you win. The 4th scenario, Spices for Catan, features an even larger board. This scenario uses the new Spices for Catan mission as well as the fishing mission. The pirate lairs will sit this scenario out. Shuffle the Spice Village hexes into the undiscovered areas. When you discover one, you gain 2 gold and place a spice sack on the hex for each player. You may unload 1 crew at any corner of the hex to befriend the natives, getting 1 spice sack in return. You may trade only once with each village, and the crew cannot be removed from the village for the rest of the game. Spice sacks, like crew, are small cargo. For each spice sack you unload at the Council of Catan, you move 1 space along the Spices for Catan mission track. The player farthest along the track also gains the Best Spice Merchant card, worth an extra victory point. Once you're friends with a village, you also gain its special ability, which you may use immediately. This one gives 1 extra movement to all your ships. If you have 15 points on your turn, you win this scenario. After all that, you're ready for the final scenario, Explorers and Pirates, which features a massive board and uses all 3 missions at once. 17 points will win you the game and all the spoils of victory. And that's Catan Explorers and Pirates, an incredible amount of high seas adventure for the Catan player who wants more, much more. So, you think you've got the hang of piracy yet? Well now, that's how you fight like a pirate. Wait, why am I encouraging you?